Good morning. In the chapter of amalgamation, which is explained in the accountancy as per accounting standard number 14, what we are going to study in this chapter, we will see the meaning of the amalgamation and purchase consideration. Now, what is my purchase consideration? Purchase consideration matlab the amount paid for purchasing the business. Paid for purchasing the business is known as purchase consideration. After that, we'll see the type of amalgamation. There are two types: merger and purchase. Merger means collaboration, purchase means acquisition. After that, we'll see that what are the entries that are going to be taken place in the books of purchaser. We can follow the two methods for that. Number one is your pooling of interest method. Number two is your purchase method. Pooling means, what do you mean by pooling? Pooling is nothing but the sharing of interest. Whereas purchase, when the one company is going to take over the other company. In the books of vendor, intercompany debts. Intercompany debts, one company has given the loan to any other company and the two companies are going to be amalgamate. What is the treatment in that case? Intercompany stock, when one company has sold goods to another company and the company are going to be amalgamate or being taken over by one company from another company. Now, after that, how the shares are being distributed to the partners. Who are the partners? Nothing but the shareholders. These are the shareholders of the vendor company. Now, what are the provisions regarding it as per Companies Act 2013? Number one, a company can compromise, make arrangement with their creditors, debenture holders or members or a class of creditors under section 230, 231, 232. These are the three sections under which the amalgamation is being discussed. A company can make arrangements. What type of arrangement can be made? Either it can reduce their share capital, reorganization of share capital, consolidation of shares, division of shares of different classes और बाय बोथ. मतलब कंसोलिडेशन का मतलब ये होता है, अगर हम कहें तो यानी आप कहें कि 10 के 10 शेयर्स को अगर हम 100 के एक शेयर में कन्वर्ट कर देते हैं, दैट इज नोन एज कंसोलिडेशन. डिवीजन ऑफ शेयर्स का मतलब क्या होता है? 100 रुपीज के एक शेयर को 10 के 10 शेयर्स में कन्वर्ट कर दिया जाता है, दैट इज नोन एज योर division of shares. Then amalgamation absorption is only possible if 90% of the shareholder have given their affidavit by giving their consent that they are ready to be a part of the new company. An existing company takes over the business of one or more company. तो उसे हम क्या कहते हैं? जो कंपनी बेचते हैं उसे हम कहते हैं ट्रांसफर कंपनी, और जो कंपनी बेच के खरीदी आती है उसे हम कहते हैं वेंडर कंपनी. तो यू कैन राइट इट, ट्रांसफर इज नथिंग बट द सेलर and the transferee is nothing but purchaser. Then as per section 235, the scheme shall be approved by the holder of not less than 90% of value, as have already been discussed. The shareholder that are known as dissenting matlab they are not giving their permission to be a part of the amalgamating company, those are known as minority shareholders. उसको हम minority shareholder के नाम से जानते हैं. An acquirer person or a group of person becoming holder of 90% of issued equity share capital of a company, then they shall notify the company of their intention by remaining to buy the remaining equity share capital. Price is to be determined by the registered value. The minority shareholder can themselves offer their shares. They have to, because they do not have any other option. Now, if you're talking about amalgamation, when a company is going to take over the business of two or more other companies, it is called amalgamation. For example, A Limited and B Limited is forming a new company as C Limited, in which A and B dissolve and a new company C is being formed. That is amalgamation in the nature of merger. Amalgamation can be defined in two forms: one in the form of merger, another in the form of purchase. Absorption, or you can say it is purchase also, or it is a purchase or amalgamation in the nature of purchase. when one company is taking over the another company. One or more example, it is called absorption. Now in this case, M and N Limited are existing companies want to merge into one. M Limited acquires the business of N Limited. It is an example of absorption, or you can say purchase or amalgamation, the nature of purchase. In amalgamation absorption, there is a combination of two or more company and the business are covered as per accounting standard 2014. External reconstruction, nothing, no company is going to be taken over the other company. It is only the changing of the old company into a new one. For example, when X Limited is transferred to new X Limited, no amalgamation, no collaboration, nothing is going to be taken place. After that, now we are just taking a table to help to explain this. In case of amalgamation, when A Limited and B Limited are combining to form a new limited, that is C Limited. It's a best example of marriage. In case of a marriage, for example, you can write it. In case of marriage, absorption, when M Limited and N Limited, suppose M Limited has taken the business of N Limited, so N Limited is going to be dissolved, only M Limited will survive. External reconstruction, X Limited is going to be changed into new X Limited. These all companies, A Limited and B Limited, M Limited, N Limited, X Limited, are known as vendor companies. Why vendor companies? Because they are selling their business. And these are known as purchaser companies, transfer companies, or amalgamated companies. Why? Because these are purchasing the business. If you are talking about the purchase consideration, now what do you mean purchase consideration? Purchase consideration is nothing but payment made to vendor companies are known as purchase consideration. Now there are mainly two methods to calculate it. Number one, lump sum method, when a lump sum amount is being given to them, and the next one is your net payment method. Net payment method includes whatever the payment that is being made to the owners. These are known as the owners of the companies, or whatever the cash that is going to be paid. Formula for that is purchase number of shares of X, number of debentures of X issue price, cash, and the purchase consideration. Now what is X here? X is the new company. That is nothing but a new company. Now let us take an example. A Limited agreed to acquire the business of E Limited as on 31st December 2011. The company is having 10,006% preference shares of rupees 10 each, 20,000 equity share of rupees 10 each, 7% debentures. Now remember one thing, these two are the owners of the company, and the purchase consideration will be calculated out of these two. Whatever the debentures that are going to be paid will not be a part of the purchase consideration. Now it is being mentioned, preference shareholders of E Limited were to be allotted 8% preference shareholders of rupees 1,10,000. It means against 1 lakh we have made a payment of rupees 1,10,000. Equity shares, 20,000 equity shares hai. Equity shares allotted to be allotted 6 equity shares of rupees 10 each, issued at a premium of 10%, and rupees 3 cash against every 5 shareholders. मतलब 5 के बदले में 6 शेयर दिए जाए, और इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर जितने भी हैं उनको 20,000 इक्विटी शेयर्स को 3 रुपए कैश भी दिया जा रहा है. Now 7% debentures of E Limited to be paid 8% premium by 9% debentures at 10% discount. Calculate purchase consideration. Now remember this thing, this will not be a part of purchase consideration, be a part of PC. ये आपके PC का पार्ट नहीं होगा. Now how will we solve this question? Preference shareholders, how much preference shareholder? Earlier we having 10,000 preference shares, उनको क्या दिया है हमने? 1,10,000. For whom? Preference shareholders को हम 1 लाख रुपए के थे, पेमेंट कितनी की है हमने? 10,000 के प्रीमियम के हिसाब से we have made a payment of rupees 1,10,000. How much equity shares we are having? 20,000 equity shares है, और 6 के बदले में हम कितने 5 के बदले में कितने शेयर्स दे? 6. So that is 20,000 divided by 5 into 6. 24,000 shares are being given to them at the 10% premium. That will become 2,64,000. Now you can check it out. Share capital will become 2,40,000. Premium will become 24,000. How much cash is being given to them? Again 20,000. 5 shares held. मतलब कहने का मतलब है, यानी 5 shares को अगर हम देखें टोटल शेयर्स हमारे पास 20,000 थे, तो हमारे पास ब्लॉक जो बन जाएगा वो कितने का बन जाएगा, 20,000 डिवाइड बाय 5, 4,000 into 3, it will become 12,000. How much cash is being given to them? The total consideration will become 3,86,000. This is a part of purchase consideration. After that, 7% debentures of E limited to be paid 8% premium. डिबेंचर होल्डर्स कितने थे, 1 लाख. अगर 8% प्रीमियम ऐड कर देते तो कितना बन जाएगा, 1,08,000. और इसको हमने क्या किया है, दे हैव गिवन एट द डिस्काउंट. नाउ हाउ विल वी कैलकुलेट दिस, इट कैन बी कैलकुलेट इन दिस मैनर, दैट इज 1,08,000 डिवाइड बाय 100 रुपीज का शेयर, 10 का डिस्काउंट, इट विल बिकम 1,08,000 divided by 90, which will calculate that we are having 1,200 debentures of rupees 100 each. That will become 1,20,000 here, and 12% का discount, that is going to come rupees 1,08,000. So this is, but if you are talking about the purchase consideration only, this will be the amount of purchase consideration. This will not be a part of the purchase consideration, as I have already shown you. It's okay, this is the payment that is being made by the purchasing company to the vendor company, but it is only against the debentures, and debentures are not the owners. Therefore, these are not considered as a part of the purchase consideration. Total payment is being made 4,94,000, out of which 3,86,000 is only for the purchase consideration, and 1,08,000 is being paid to the debenture holders. These are the things that I have already explained to you. The balance, it can be accumulated 386, and liability of debenture holder are A be taken together with liability and discharged by E, allotting its debentures to them. Assets taken over. Now we have followed the payment method. In this case, net assets method is not being given to you. After that, if you are talking about fictitious assets or expenses, since fictitious assets are always the writing of assets, therefore it should not be added, and general reserve funds etc., which represents undistributed profit, should not be deducted while calculating the purchase consideration above. In the second illustration, we are talking about B Limited had the following balance sheet as on 31st March 2011. C is acquiring B Limited. Now it's a question of, since it is being given, C Limited is acquiring B Limited, so it is a question of purchase. It is not a question of collaboration, it is a question of purchase. It is being given to you, share capital 50,000 shares of 100 each, capital reserve, general reserve, unsecured loans, secured sundry creditors, provision for taxation and other things are being given to you. Total of balance sheet is 1 crore 71 lakh. Now for the purpose of amalgamation, now if nothing is being mentioned, if you want to calculate the purchase consideration, payment method is not being given to you, तो हमारे पास मजबूरी में हमें नेट असेट्स मेथड फॉलो करना पड़ेगा. There are also areas of depreciation in B Limited is rupees 4 lakh. Now how will we calculate fixed assets? It is 83 lakh, and 4 lakh depreciation is subtracted from that, you will get the amount as 79 lakh. Current assets 69 lakh, investment 17 lakh. Total assets will become 1 crore 65 lakh. Out of that, the external liabilities are being subtracted from this. External liabilities, what are the external liabilities? Number 1, unsecured loans, that is rupees 22 lakh. Sundry creditors, rupees 42 lakh. And then provision for taxes. Now why provision for taxes? It's a external liability. It is always considered as external liability. What are these? These are the three are known as your external liabilities. Why? Because this taxation is being paid to the government. Total liabilities will become 75,000, and the balance, that is 90,000, will become the amount of purchase consideration. In the next, we will talk about the journal entries of vendor and purchaser. We'll also look at the full-fledged questions in the next presentation. Thank you.